Yeah, okay, I think Jamie is on now.
All right, sorry for just because we are using a framework, so that's why. So let's just continue because of time. So I've explained sales, profits, quantity, cost. So I believe up until this time we still get everything that we've explained. And don't worry, if not, we already we are going to record the videos and share with us after the class. So now that we've done the revenue by reps, so another thing that I would like to do is to also let's check our dashboard. I want to know the revenue by region, right? So I want to know the revenue by region and also calculate the profits by region. So I will just have to come to my reports page. So this one is too long, so I don't want to copy that. So let me just copy this one that is very short. Control C, then come to this place. Make sure that you are giving space between each report. And that's because so that you are going to, your reports will not overlap each other. So try as much as possible to always put space in between so that your power pivot table is not going to overlap each other. So let me just uncheck this cost. Now I want to see the revenue by region. So I will just click on region. So also notice that as you are clicking your distance, look at what is here. So this region automatically, this region is a text column. Of course, region, of course, is a text column, right? But for revenue, for instance, is a quantity column. I mean, it's a number. So in that case, automatically, Excel is going to determine what kind of where to place each of your as you are selecting them. It's going to determine where to place each of your data, each of your variables, right? So for this region, when I select the region, automatically it puts it under this rule. If I should click on revenue now, for instance, so it puts it under the values automatically itself. So that is just Excel for us. So it determines where to place each of the variables, even though if we did not it would not drag them there. So that's just it. So and also another thing that I would like to just mention is that if we are working with our data, you may notice that your what's it called your pivot table feeds like this doesn't look like this on your own system, and that's very simple. So what you just need to do is that come here, then you can change anyhow you want it to be. You can say fill sectional areas, so it's going to be in this form. But me, I don't like it in this form, so I will just try to change it to the format that I want, which is just placing it side by side. So I just want to chip down. And so I've created a region by revenue. I also want to know my profits by region. So I'll just copy this again, then paste it here. I will select, I will only select my revenue. I already have my region here, so I will just select profit. So this is profits by region. All right. So after that, let's check our dashboard again. I also want to know the profits generated for year 2015 alone. So we have month on month percentage of profits generated by generated for year 2015. So let's come here. So I will copy this power pivot table again, paste it here. So I don't want the region and I don't want the profits. So what I want to do is that I want to know the profits by particular period. So and don't forget when we are talking about period is like a date. So I'll just select this other date that we have here. So I will select the date and I will select my profit. So, but before I select the profit, if you should notice, immediately you select the other dates, automatically, this power pivot is going to create this thing for you automatically itself. It's going to look at the data set. Let's see the data set. You can see we have 2014, we have 2015, we have different months here. So Excel file is going to automatically note what kind of dates or what kind of dates period or something is in your data set. So it's detected that we have months, we have quarter, and we have years in our dates. That's why automatically it's break them down here. months, quarters, and year. But don't forget, what I'm trying to do is that I want to know the profits by month. I'm not interested in the quarter. I'm not interested in the years. I'm only interested in the month. So to do that, I don't need to select all these three. I will just come here and just uncheck the quarter. I will uncheck the year. So you can see I already have my January to February and all of that. Yeah. So another thing is that if you look at our dashboard again, let's see, you will notice that what we are trying to do here is for year 2015 alone. We are not interested in year 2014. We are interested in year 2015 alone. So because of that, I will have to pick year 2. But if I'm picking year, that means that I have to filter my year to only show for 2015 alone. So to do that, just press this arrow key in front of the year and then unselect everything except the 2015. So I'll just unselect everything except the 2015. I'll just press OK. So you can see that all the months that we have for 2015 has reduced. This is the only one that we have for 2015 alone. And after we are done with dates, I'll just click on the profits. So it's going to show all the profit that we have for 2015 alone. But don't forget, another thing is that we want to also know, we are not interested in the actual profit. We want to calculate the profit, the percentage profit. The percentage profit. So for month on month, I mean, for month on month means that, let's say we are in September now. I want to know the difference between the profit I generated this year and the profit that I generated. Sorry, I want to know the difference between the profit I make this month and the one that I make last month. So that's like the month on month. That's what they used to call it. So to do that, just right click on your Power Pivot table here. So once you do that, navigate to show value as. So it's going to bring a lot of options there. So look at the one that says percent difference from. So click percent difference from. So it's asking us that which field are we using to calculate the differences. Don't forget, we are working with months. So I will just leave it as months. So it's not asking us that which base item. So this base item is asking us that how do you want to calculate the differences? The meaning of base item is that if I should pick February, it's going to be differencing each of the profits by the profits in February alone. But don't forget what I want to do. What I want to be doing is that for subsequent months, I want to be differencing their profits against the previous month. So I'll just press here and then select previous. So automatically it's going to look at the previous, then subtract it from the current profits. I'll just press OK. So, and we have our profits already. So we don't have for January because January does not have any previous month. So having been we have for 2014 now, it's going to calculate the previous for January 2015 because it's going to use December 2014 as the base item. So that's how to calculate our month-on-month profits in percentage. So moving forward, let's look at our charts again. So the last dashboard I want to create here, the last report that we want to create is to know the percent of revenue by store items. So I want to know my revenue by the items that the customers are selling. I mean, the company are selling. So the company has a lot of, what's it called that they are selling. Let me just copy this Power Pivot table again, come to this place and then paste it, Control V. I don't want the region and I don't want the profits. I want the revenue by store items. So I will just let revenue, right? Automatically, Excel is going to determine where to place it for you. And I'll just click on items. So automatically, it's going to determine where to place your item as well. So these are the items that I have. But don't forget, what we are interested in, we don't want the actual revenue. I want to know what is the percentage that each of the items is contributing to the company's entire revenue. That's what I want to calculate. And to do that as well, just right-click your pivot table. You can right-click anywhere. Just right-click in this your figures. Just right-click anywhere and go to show value as. Now, in the value as, you see percent of grand total. So just click on percent of grand total. So it's going to show you the percentage of each of them. And let's assume that you don't want them to be showing as two decimal places. You want them to be showing as a whole percentage, a whole number percentage. So just highlight them like this. Go to your home and then select, just remove the percentage sign. I mean the decimal numbers behind your numbers. So that's just how to remove it. So I think looking at our dashboard, we are done creating all the reports that we want to create. So that's all the report that we want to create. So we have our total sales, we have our total profits, we have our total quantity, our cost, our revenue by reps. We also have our revenue by region, our profits by region, our month-on-month profits, and our revenue by items. So those are the things that we want to. So you can always check the data sets, and maybe you can also try as much as possible to, on your own. I'm going to send the data set to us so that we can always work on it. So you may, on your own, as a data analyst, that you are also try as much as possible to just look at things that you think your company or your clients will be interested to see. And those are the things that maybe, for instance, they may be interested in seeing their cost by region so that they can know that, okay, which region are they spending much money, and what is the revenue that the region is making for them. Those are the things that you can be trying to generate your report. So another thing that we also want us to do for this report before we move to the creating dashboard is that for each of these pivots table, I want us to rename them. And there's a reason for that. So and we are going to explain that when we get to the dashboard page. So just click on the pivot table, and then any your pivot table that you want to rename, click on the pivot table, analyze, and then from there, just click on this particular pivot table that is here. Just click on it. Sorry, let me just admit everybody. All right, so people that are trying to join, they can, I've admitted them in, so. All right, so for this pivot table, like I was saying, just try to click on it and come to this pivot table by the left side and rename it. So let's say I want to call it revenue by rep. So just say revenue by rep. Revenue by rep. So just press enter, and that's all. So I've already renamed that. So for this particular report as well, click on this place, then rename it. Let's say this one is revenue by region. By region, press enter. So for this particular report as well, let's rename it as well to profits by region. And for this is going to be profits month on month. So let me just say MOM profits for year 2015, right? So for this is just revenue by, so let me just rename this as revenue by items. So, and that's it. We are done with creating our report. So now that we are done with creating the report, so the next thing is to create our dashboard. So that fine looking dashboard that we are seeing, so let's just start creating them. So don't forget, the first step is that you must have your data set, convert your data set into a table. After converting it into a table, then convert it into a Power Pivot. After creating a Power Pivot, then use it to create your report. And after creating your report, then try to bring all the reports together and turn it into a very nice dashboard. So to do that, I'm going to create another sheet inside this file as well. So let me just rename this particular sheet to report. And I'm going to create another entire sheet that I'm going to be using for my dashboard. So let me rename this as dashboard. All right, so the first thing I want us to do here is that, first of all, since it's a dashboard and I want it to be very appealing, I want it to be very appealing. So what I would just like to do is just that I'm going to remove all these grid lines, all these grid lines that we are seeing here. So come to view and then uncheck the grid lines that is here. So automatically it has removed the grid lines. So automatically it has removed the grid lines. So, and after that, try as much as possible. So don't forget, we are trying to recreate that dashboard. So the first thing that I would like us to know about is the color that we use here. So for this dashboard that is here, you can see that the color combination is not so far from each other. They match each other, and they were so it was clean, and you don't have to be too colorful when you are designing your dashboard. You just have to make sure that you use a very nice color combination. So one of the platforms that I like to use is Pulo, Pulo.co. So you can, in this color.co, you can see different color palettes that align with each other. So just press Pulo.co and you can just see a lot of combinations of color that you may use. So just try to check anyone. So, and if you see a color that you are interested in, so just press that color and it's going to copy to your clipboard, as you are seeing it here. So however, for the sake of this analysis, I already have my own color themes. I've already designed my own color themes. And if you want to design color themes, so one thing that you can do is that you can come to the page layout in the Excel file, click on the page layout, and from your page layout, you see this left, your left menu bar, click on colors. So you can click on customize colors. So you can see different colors and all of that. And so you can just try as much as possible to edit each of them to fit into the kind of color combination that you want, or maybe the one that you've already gotten from Pulo.co, and you can rename your color themes as you want. So after that, I already have my own color combination. You can see created theme jamming or something. I just give it a name. So I'll just select this color combination. I'll just select this color theme here. You see it under custom. So I'll just select the color combination. So after I do that, so the first thing I would like to do is that I'm going to insert my shape. And the shape I'm going to be inserting is this rounded corners rectangle that is here. So I will just come here. I will just drag my color. So let's say I want to stop here. So make sure that it fits what you are trying to do. And you can design your own dashboard the way you want and how you want it. Just make sure that the color is very okay. So the reason why you are seeing blue color is because I select that color themes. So in case where you are using your own, you are using a different color themes, the color you are going to be seeing cannot be blue. It can be red. It can be other things. So, and this my color, this my shape. It has a shape outline that I don't want. So I will just remove the outline. I'll just say no outline. And that's it. So another thing is when you are creating a dashboard, the first thing that you do when you are creating a dashboard is to create a wireframe. You create a wireframe. So wireframe is going to help you to know how you are going to place your reports so that it's going to make them look very good. So you create a wireframe. So what we are trying to do currently now is a wireframe that we are doing. You can see that I'm just creating shapes. I'm just drawing shapes. So let me draw another shapes here. So I want to show my key figures, the total quantity, the total sales, and all of that. So I'll just come to this place and then draw my shapes here. So let's say I have something like this. I think this is okay. So just draw it. So I want it to be in a white color. So I'll just select white. So I want 4 of these. So if you want 4, just press Ctrl D 4 times. Sorry, Ctrl D, just to make it that everything is 4. Then come to this place, then try to align them together. So all this that we are doing currently is our wireframe. So just like this. So you don't have to disturb yourself by trying to align them. In fact, I even push it anywhere. So you don't have to disturb yourself by trying to align them. So what you can do to make sure that everything aligns the way you want it is just to select all of them at the same time. So if you want to select all of them at the same time, click on one of them, press Ctrl on your keyboard, then start selecting them one by one. So after you select all of them, they come to shape formats here. Click on align. So align to the top. You can see it has mixed all of them to be on the same page. And also click on the align again and then say distribute horizontally. So it's going to make everything to look very good, just the way you want them. Do you understand? So this is the wireframe that we are trying to create. So another thing that I also want to see is that I want to create a shape that is going to have my so I'm going to select the same shape again, and let's say maybe from here I'll just try as much as possible to have something like this here. So this is going to have my customer reps by revenue. So I don't want a shape outline, and I also don't want a shape fill. So you can see that when I don't want, when I give my shape fill a white color, and you can see that because of that, I'm unable to see the shape anymore. So to make sure that we see the shape, just click on this particular, anywhere in this Excel file, this sheet, press Ctrl A, and then come to your home page here. Then click on this. Let's give the background color. So let's just give this gray looking color. So you can see that to some extent, you can see that this white shape is now showing already. So this, like, we are trying to create a wireframe already. So all this thing that we are still doing just to set up the stage for our dashboard. So that's what we are still trying to do. So I also want to have a shape that is going to give me my revenue by region. So just drag it here like this. And then let's say I have it here. So I want to know my revenue by region. So for this one as well, I don't want any outline. I don't want any outline. And at the same time, I don't want, I want a shape to be white. So I can duplicate this one and then duplicate it to this place. And then let's say I give this one to have more. All right, so to also make sure that this is also aligned, press select two of them together and come to this align. Now, instead of saying that, so you can just align to the top. So sorry, let's just select one of them to make sure that they align like this. So I'll just let them. So instead of saying align to the top, just select align left so that they are both aligned. So let me just duplicate this shape like this, and let me bring it to this place. So this is going to allow me to have my month-on-month revenue. So which means that when you are drawing your when you are trying to do your wireframe, you must have already understand what kind of dashboard you want to create, so that when you are trying to create it, it's not going to give you much problem. You would have already meditate and trying to think around how do you want you already understand the data set. So you just have to think around how do you want to create the dashboard that's going to fit the data set and at the same time communicate everything that you want it to communicate. So just like you can see that we already have something like this. So with all this, we can have our these are our wireframe, and you can see we should check our original dashboard to some extent. To some extent, what we just create now actually fits into what we are trying to recreate as well. So let's just try to continue creating them. All right, so using this, after we create our wireframe, so the next thing is to oh, sorry. So after we create our wireframe, so the next thing is just to continue with the dashboard. So one thing I would like to do first is to give my dashboard a title. So to give it a title, just click on insert here, Then from this insert, come to text box, click on text box. So just highlight it like this. And I want to give it a title of Superstore Sales Analysis. So Superstore Sales Analysis. And from here, I can just remove. So I'll just click on shape formats. I don't want it to have a shape fill. I'll just say no fill, and I don't want it to also have an outline. So I'll just bring it here. I will come to my home tab. I'll give it a white color. And let's give it another format. So just try to format it the way you want so that you have a very sleek dashboard. Sorry. So just make this. All right. So just try to. So this is just to have this thing. So Superstore Sales Analysis. Now, after doing this, so the next thing is that we want to bring in all of our figures that we have here. You know, I have my sales here, I have my profits here, I have my all of them. So we want to bring all these figures. We want them to show in our dashboard. So one thing you are going to do is that to do that, click on the insert again, click on the text box like this, and then draw another text box. Now, for this text box, I don't want to see so I don't want it to have a shape fill, and I don't want it to have an outline. Now, to bring this, what's it called? This, I want to bring these 6 figures. I want to bring it into the dashboard page. So to do that, just click on. Now, look, you can see that this particular text box is blinking at the moment. So make sure that it's not blinking. Just click on the outline here. Just click on it so that it's not going to blink. So once you do that, come to this formula bar. Make sure that you select your text box here. After you select the text box, come to the formula bar, click on equals to. Once you click on equals to, then come to your report page like this. Then click this figure here. This sales figure, just click on it like this. So once you do that, press enter. So you can see that we already have our figures like that, 19,000. Let me just replace it so that we can see. So we can see that we already have our figures, the same figures that we have in this place. So it is as simple as that. So it's as simple as that. So for some of us that we are just creating a dashboard for the first time, or we are just working with Power Pivots for the first time. So you may have some kind of issues when you are trying to do that. And the issue is that in this, click on this Power Pivot Table Analyze, then click on this particular place. Click on Options. Make sure that this Get Pivot Data is on check. So let's practicalize that for now. Let's just see that. So let's say I press Ctrl Z and now let's say my Pivot Table Analyze is check like this. This is already, let's say this one is already checked. Now, if I should try to create the same thing that I did now by clicking on reports, clicking on this place and press enter, it's going to give me an error. And that's because that particular thing is checked. So to make sure that we don't have that, so we have to uncheck it. So you go to your just click on the any so just come to your reports, go to your Power Pivot Table Analyze, and then uncheck that particular thing. So with that, you'll not be able to have any issues. So just click on equals to, go back to your report, then press sales, then press enter. So we already have our figure. So I want to give this figure a particular font of Open Sans, and I want to increase the font size. So to something like this, that's too much. So let me also bolding it. So I'll just bring it to this place, and I can reduce this. So just try as much as possible to do any format that you think that is going to befit your report. And that's it. We are done with just the sales. So to put the title there, I'll just come to insert again. I'll click on text box. I will draw it again. I'll just click on total sales. Total sales. So that's total sales that we have. And I will change this to Open Sans. Can give it any formatting that you think. So I'm going to review remove the shape view and the shape outline. I will remove no fill and then drag it. I will just drag it to this place too. And then I can reduce the size. So that's going to give me so put it in center. So this is just how to work with your, so you can see that we are already getting there. So this is total sales already. So we already have our total sales. So to also do for quantity, so it will also be in the same format. So just click on insert, or let me just you can just click on insert, click on text box, and then drag it like this again. Don't forget, remove your shape fill and then remove your shape outline. Then make sure that this thing is not blinking. Your text box must not be blinking. Select the outline, press equals to, come to your report page, then click on let's say cost for now, cost. Then press enter. So once you press enter, then you can drag it to this place, and then you can change the formats. You can give it a double size, hold it. So that's just how to work. So that's how to work with your data, just like that, and you can reduce the size. So just format it the way you want to be, just like we have it in that dashboard. So for this total sales, I can just duplicate this one. I can duplicate it and then paste it here. And I'll just call it, instead of saying total sales, I'll just say total cost. Total cost. So if you want to duplicate, just press Ctrl D, or you press Ctrl C and then Ctrl V. So that is for total cost. So that is just how to do for that. So you can just do the same thing for total quantity and total profit. Now, one thing that I would like us to do because of time is that let's try to create a particular chart among all the charts that we have. So to do that as well, just come to report. Now, let's say I want to draw for this particular revenue by region. So just click on that report, this particular report, revenue by region, then come to insert, then click on your charts to get all your charts. Then come to bar, click on bar, then select this particular chart, then press OK. So you already have your charts just like that. So you now have to format this particular chart because it's not really looking good. So the first thing I would like us to remove is all this sum of revenue region. I don't want them. So just right click on any one of them, then click on the hide all feed buttons on charts. You can see we already hide them. So for this particular line that is showing here, so I don't want that. So just click on it and then press delete button on your keyboard. I don't want to see all this label. So just press it and then click on delete. So this plus icon, click on it. Then I want to see the data label. So just click on data label just to see your figures for each of the bars. Then for these data labels, we see an arrow in front of it. Click on it. Then select inside end so that it can place them inside the bar itself. Click on any one of them. Then come to your home tab and then let's give it an Open Sans and let's give it a color white. And just so I want to reduce the size to maybe size 6. So you can do any design that you think. So I also don't want this ads. Let me just delete it. So for this title, you can change the title to revenue by region. Revenue by region. So you can you can do any other formatting that you want. I also want to remove the outline here. So just double click on this chart and then remove. It's going to bring this thing. So click on border and then remove line. No line. So once you are done with editing all these particular charts, so just click on this particular chart, then press Ctrl X. Then come to your dashboard, press Ctrl anywhere, just press Ctrl V. So this is your chart here. So just reduce it, and then place it in your wire